Good Saturday evening, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Erin Ashley. Things are shaping up to be a rather pleasant afternoon and evening for tonight, but of course, the next big thing is going to be the rain, in which Tuesday, still that really soaking rainy day, is still on tap and in our forecast. In fact, the numbers, because they haven't changed a whole lot, really just kind of locking itself in as our next biggest concern for potentially hazardous weather, not in the form of severe storms, but instead just localized flooding issues. The weather story, if you will, for the next couple of days is definitely going to be about these chilly mornings, but rather pleasant afternoons. So if you have any early morning plans, perhaps the community parade starts early, closer to about 8 o'clock in the morning. You might want the light jacket, but the afternoon you will not need it, very much like today, in which you'll be greeted by some comfortable filtered sunshine. But then Tuesday swings in and brings with it some soaking showers and yes, some rumbles of thunder possible as well. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but this could impact, and it's looking like it's going to impact that Tuesday, morning commute. On the back side of it, because we have that lifting warm air that's bringing in the showers on Tuesday, we're trending warmer, maybe a little bit drier for the final days of May as well. We're going to be keeping a pretty close eye on the first couple days of June, in which the 80s are back in that forecast, which, keep in mind, it's normal for this time of year to hit the 80s. Summer is almost here. Astronomical summer is the end of June. Meteorological summer, June 1st. We're only a few days away. Now the time lapse today, picking up on the filtered sunshine, the upper level cloud deck kind of working overtime. We only saw temperatures reaching the upper 60s today as forecast, and not a drop of rain in sight. What we're seeing right now, it's 69 degrees out there at CVG. Some of us are going to be a little bit closer to that 70-degree mark, and others a little bit farther north, perhaps closer to the mid-60s. I'm talking to you guys in Highland County, Hillsborough at 66 degrees, 67 in Maysville, West Union, as well as Connorsville, and then right surrounding the 275 loop seems to be a pentagon of 68 degrees. Now tonight, because we have partly cloudy skies, no big weather woes to give you that first alert to, just the chill. Temperatures dropping some areas into the upper 40s, others the low 50s, generally just cooler than average heading in to your Sunday, but perhaps you're heading out tonight. You have plans, you're hitting the town, perhaps to Taste of Cincinnati. You're heading home from the Reds game in a few hours and you want to take advantage of the beautiful night ahead. While it is going to be a little bit on the cooler side, we will have some clear skies, and you might be able to spot the International Space Station. Visibility for that starts right before 9:45. It ends right after 9:45. Its max height is not too high off the horizon, so you're not going to be looking straight up. Kind of just a 25-degree angle. To put that in perspective, that's kind of how am I going to do this? How can I describe it? Kind of like this, that. Not too much off the horizon. You're not looking straight up. Just something to keep in mind. Visibility does start 9:42. And because we've got some clear skies, some pockets of clouds as well, we're going to see a mixed bag with those temperatures overnight. Generally, we can't expect many communities to be dropping into the 40s. This is suggesting Middletown and areas north into the low 40s. We didn't quite get to that level this morning as we were forecasting, which is good. Don't want to see those chilly temperatures, but at the same time, just plan for a colder than average day ahead, which means if you're heading out to the final game there at GABP for the homestand, first pitch is at 1:40, and it's looking outstanding. 67 degrees for first pitch. The end of the game, not too much warmer in those temperatures at all, and not a drop of rain in sight. If you're heading out to Taste of Cincinnati tomorrow, it's also going to be wonderful. Just take advantage of the heat of the day and not so much the mornings and the evenings, because you will notice a little bit cooler temperatures. Now, Memorial Day, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, if you are heading out really early for any ceremonies, perhaps your community is having a parade, or you're just an early riser, you're taking advantage of these drier days ahead, you might just want a layer or two if you are a little bit less tolerant of the cold like myself, but perhaps the mid-50s, mid to low 50s, not too shabby at all. Now notice towards the afternoon, we have adjusted our forecast a little bit there into Monday, your Memorial Day. It's looking a bit on the warmer side. I mean, warmer compared to what was previously forecast. It's normal for this time of year to be into the mid-70s, but it just comes in with those nice southerly breezes. Again, no rain here, just some cloudy skies. We're not looking like the warmest, we're not looking like the coldest, we're not looking like the wettest. In fact, we're looking on the drier side, which is good. So to compare it to other Memorial Days in the past, the warmest was in 1874, before the 20th century even struck, 94 degrees. Then the coldest, 38 degrees in May. The end of May is kind of nuts to me, 1947, and the wettest was also before the turn of the 20th century at 1.8 inches of rain. And that brings us into our next conversation. I want to let you guys know that Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, some of us could get that much rain with the showers that are forecast for Tuesday, which could create those localized flooding impacts, especially down towards parts of northern Kentucky, where there's just a little bit more vulnerability to those sorts of events. And that's where we're seeing the heaviest amount of rain likely. Let's go ahead and get right into that first alert forecast model, because while it is going to be a rainy day on Tuesday, you do have at least 48 hours to soak in these rather comfortable afternoons. Once again, the mornings not so comfortable. A layer or two will be your friend. Partly cloudy skies there into your Sunday. Not seeing any rain, just some thickening clouds into the evening. And then we get into your Monday. The skies open up a bit for Monday morning, and then they kind of do what they do on Sunday. Cloud right back over towards the afternoon and into the evening. Now, the difference between Sunday, Monday is that the clouds late Monday will eventually create some rain, and you're going to see that here for Tuesday morning. This commute, Tuesday morning commute, bears watching. I'm not seeing anything severe or strong with this. In fact, this is looking mainly like it's just going to rain, but it's going to rain a lot, and for several hours too. We get you into about 6 to 7, closer to 8 o'clock. Those heavier, more moderate showers now drifting across the Ohio River and stretching itself north towards Wilmington. Parts of southern Columbus will start to get that later in the morning. But as soon as that first wave is done with us here in Cincinnati, we got a second wave right on tap. Notice that it's pretty scattered. There's not a whole lot of organization to these showers and storms. So where we get showers after showers after showers, that's where we're going to see those rainfall totals get closer to 2 inches of rain. You're going to see that here in just a second, because while we are watching, that's the warm frontal lift. If you are really inclined with meteorological terms, usually with bigger storms, you have the warm front lifting in, bringing in warmer temperatures, and it usually brings in pretty disorganized showers and storms with it as well. That's what I'm seeing on Tuesday. But then usually there is a second batch of showers and storms ahead of a cold front. Now, there's not huge signals of any rain happening on Wednesday itself, but this model and my meteorological brain and just knowing how these storms operate this time of year, we can't rule out some showers and a few rumbles of thunder Wednesday. I will say the biggest impact to your work week in terms of soaking rain showers is going to be Tuesday. Wednesday, you might dodge the rain altogether. It's just something that we're going to keep a pretty close eye on, because it's not out of the question quite yet. It's just less impactful as of right now. And then, yes, the end of the week starts to improve. So how much rain are we talking? Like I mentioned, most of us are going to get around that 1 inch mark, whether that's a couple tenths of an inch above or below. Generally speaking, the farther north you are from northern Kentucky, the less rain you can expect. I mean, it's still a good amount. You definitely won't need to water the plants that night. Rest assured. Now down towards Dry Ridge, Falmouth, Brooksville, just northern Kentucky in general, that's when we're starting to see those totals nearing 2 inches of rain. Again, these are just where we're seeing more consistent moderate showers, maybe those thunderstorms as well for Tuesday. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but a good soaking rain this time of year, and after a dry stretch as well. The soil is nice and hard, which means the rain won't be as easily absorbed into the soil. So just localized flooding impacts expected with this one, just something to keep in mind. Go ahead and see if there's any questions we have. Yeah, we don't really have any questions. People just saying that they love this cool weather. Iris, I love this cool weather as well. Hopefully you're outside and taking advantage of it. And perhaps if you're watching this, you're not doing so. So log off. Go enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in, Iris. And then Melvin saying, hi, Erin, I want some summer-like weather. I've got some good news for you, Melvin, because the extended forecast is looking a little bit more promising, at least near normal temperatures. I have changed this since last night. I bumped it up a little bit because of that warm front that's lifting on Tuesday. I'm seeing the mid-70s by Wednesday afternoon, a stark difference between the start of the week and the end of the week. But because I'm still not seeing that cold front, or at least no strong signs of that cold front, I've been a little hesitant to change those temperatures towards the end of the week. So right now, just plan for partly cloudy skies, the mid-70s to end this week and to wrap up the month of May. But I'm going to show you the 14-day once we get through the 7-day, because we'll start to see June as well. And Melvin, you're going to like June's temperatures. And not liking the temperatures right now if you're a summer lover, that's for sure. Waking up some areas in the 40s, others are going to be in the low 50s. For tomorrow, sun and clouds, mid-60s. The Reds hopefully can take home the dub tomorrow. Sun and clouds continue into Memorial Day. It's filtered sunshine, a cool morning followed by a comfy afternoon with highs around 70 degrees. And then Tuesday, soaking showers and storms that day. That's going to keep our temperature, that high temperature, from getting too warm. That's good. You don't want to have severe weather with this at all, but the mid-60s, not exactly normal for this time of year. Now Wednesday, quite a difference in that temperature. And I put that chance of showers and storms there just because I'm waiting to see if there's a little bit more clarity if we get any impacts from a cold front. It could be impacts too far north of us that we kind of just sit in the warm air, which I know some of us would love, but just keep an eye on Wednesday. Keep checking back with us. We'll let you know. No strong signals of any storms right now, but of course that could change. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, drier and drier, mid-70s, and then eventually in that 14-day outlook, well, here comes the low 80s. I know some people are looking forward to it, others not so much, but perhaps it's a very warm welcome to the month of June. I know this is a lot of information, and don't take the exact numbers to heart, just because 14 days is a very long period of time to get married to the numbers, so I don't think it's going to be exactly 80 degrees on June 1st, but will at least be a lot warmer, near normal for this time of year and for the start of June, and we're going to be seeing that reflected into the first few days of June. No big signs of any storms, so we can expect the mid-80s, if not the low 80s, by the next following days. Yeah, pretty good forecast in that extended. Once again, Tuesday is kind of that bigger day that we're going to be watching, not for anything severe, nothing that's going to jostle you around, but a good steady soaking rain is going to be the biggest concern there. And then again, Wednesday, while it's not exactly a slam dunk sort of day, there's more dry hours than not. We're going to be watching for that cold front to bring in some showers and some storms. So keep checking back with us. We appreciate your trust. We appreciate your engagement. And should anything change, you guys will be the first to know. But right now the time is 6:14 on your Saturday evening. Get outside, enjoy it. Taste of Cincinnati is out there, and I wish I wasn't here because then I would be out there enjoying it. So hopefully I can live vicariously through some of you guys. But other than that, have a great rest of your Saturday.